Alright, well this is treading some dangerous waters. This is a proper subjective tier list for the well-known Battlefront 2 YouTubers on the website that is YouTube. Everyone is going to have their time in the spotlight here, and I will by no means bash on anyone ruthlessly. Because at the end of the day, all of us like Star Wars, all of us make content for the masses, and if nothing else, I respect and understand that aspect. Even if some of us seem like narcissistic clickbaiting cucks, we're still just dudes. So despite your potential harsh views towards anyone in particular here, let's keep the comments civil and let's hold up on any rating, because that's not very cool. There's positives and negatives for everybody here, and for those of you who don't watch this channel on the regular, you should know that I'm never coked out of my mind, aggressive, and borderline sadistic. That's just not me. So if I say something you perceive to be poopy snaggletooth about your favorite YouTuber here, know that it comes from a place of love, not from any prolonged personal pent-up hatred and disgust about the way their content is constructed. I'm not going to be kissing any ass here. Just going to upchuck the full thoughts inside my brain for the next half an hour, and we'll see how things stick from there. Alright, first up to bat is my boy Frankie. Now, Frankie is the only dude up here who I've spent a decent amount of time playing with. As some of you know, we've collabed and it's been great. From what I've seen, he's a really nice, chill guy, professional, great all around. Now, is that just because I have 29k subs? No, I like to think that I'm good at spotting a fake motherfucker, and this guy ain't it. He's a genuine dude. It'd be great to see him blow up even more on YouTube because he puts a healthy dose of effort into those videos. Anybody who's a meme connoisseur can sit at my table, and Frankie definitely fits the bill. Might be as informed as me, come to think of it. But let's talk vids. I think the EXEs are pretty funny, but for me personally, I can only get through a couple minutes before my brain overloads on memes. They make me laugh quite a bit, but my face gets tired after a while, and I end up sitting there Jocko meming at my phone for the rest of the video. The timing and use of clips I believe are spot on and hilarious, but the pacing is at Mach 10 for the duration of every video, and that's just not my cup of tea. Especially when I've seen the memes multiple times on other corners of the internet. I know it's a style, I know a lot of people enjoy those types of videos, but just like packing it between the sheets, I can only last a couple minutes before throwing in the towel. Now the Sigma male, the Giga Chad, the Turkish delight, Star Bazaar. I've been subbed to this guy since he was but a baby channel, and for good reason. He makes some quality ass content, crisp thumbnails, great voice, awesome energy, and as a player, he kicks ass. He's a lot of different things. Good news, good gameplay, but most importantly, I think he's a good personality. Unlike other drones in this fish tank. Watched him religiously when this game was in its prime, my go-to for news because the delivery was sick. I strain myself to find flaws in this guy, but sometimes a channel is just good all around. Any nitpick that I have makes me sound like a dick, but screw it. The intros make my toes recoil into my skull.
I'm coming at the haters, they're making me more famous cause my videos got more force than Darth Vader go.
Whoa. But that's just a personal gripe. And above that, I think judging somebody's channel based off of their old vids isn't fair at all. But the Finn impression makes things a bit tough.
Can someone please use the Force?
That's why Star Bazaar is Sigma, because he keeps all of his old videos up, even if people tell them that they're cringe. He's a true male archetype. Nah, but dude's got a great voice. Also, his band Pathways fucking slaps. You guys should go check that one out. Turkish Delight definitely sits up here with Frankie, but because I've never met him, I got a bit of a bias. But wait, didn't you do a giant collab with him and 7 other YouTubers? Yeah, I did, but the dude was on mute the entire time, so I could have been playing with Martha Stewart for all I know. But some people are just shy, it's no big deal. Anarchy Ninja. Anarchy Ninja reminds me of the dude who made Flappy Bird, but when it became popular, he took it off the App Store because he didn't want to be famous. What do I mean by that? Well, let's back up for a second. I started watching this guy back when he did Battlefront 2015 content. Enjoyed the fuck out of those videos, man. He was my favorite YouTuber and I couldn't get enough. The energy was great, gameplay was fun as hell, but as time went on, he seemingly got less and less interested in the game. It was noticeable because he'd say straight up that he was not having a good time or that he was just on the YouTube grind for money. And personally, that doesn't bother me at all. Newsflash guys, 99.99% of all big YouTubers like to make money off their videos. Except for me, that is. When YouTube demonetized the mall video right as it was put into the algorithm, I didn't care one bit.
With this tool, I shall give birth to art!
Oh boy.
But to let that disdain show to your audience that loves you and watches you for the content, I think it's unfair for both parties, because you're destroying yourself doing something that you don't like while others who want that old fire in you are left disappointed. At least one end should benefit, whether that be to bite the bullet, branch out into a different game and have a lot of fun as a creator, or keep the facade of enjoyment up and make your audience happy. It's a really tough ultimatum, and I believe Anarchy Ninja has floated in that dilemma for a sad amount of time. But that's not to say he's a downer 24/7. There's good content here and there, but there's only so much you can do with the same modes every single day. Choose 3 videos to watch and you've seen them all. He's got the potential to make some really fire videos, but I feel like he intentionally holds himself back. Battlefront Updates. His aura reminds me of the word milk for some reason, and that isn't a shot at the guy because everyone in my life has a word in my mind. And that's just his, no offense intended. When you sit down and watch his channel, you get exactly what you expect to get, the Battlefront updates. And you also get the not so updates, the speculation, the Battlefront 3 false hope. Then right after the false hope gets wrung dry, you get LEGO updates, personal updates, and then straight up gameplay. My point is that changing the channel name to something less mind-numbingly basic might be the move. Maybe add Knight to the end of your name to add a little pathetic flair. If basing your channel around your tunneled content suits you, you should identify with a different title. Maybe not Battlefront Updates, because the last time Battlefront got an update, my cherry was still intact. But let's work with what we can see and hear, and can almost taste. It's content. Remember when I said Bazaar was a fish with personality in the vast tank of drones? Well, we've now arrived at Cybernet to observe the T-1000, and that is not an insult because the T-1000 was very flexible and had decent social skills, but it was still a Terminator, and Battlefront Updates is the Terminator that specializes in killing fun. I could be at a party with 20 supermodels dancing on me, and if some guy in the bathroom 40 meters away pulls out his phone and starts watching a Battlefront Updates video, I'm already half a mile down the freeway. Ever since Battlefront 2015, the guy has never grown a funny bone. But guys, that is not an objective flaw, that's just a personal gripe. Again, the channel's not supposed to be Comedy Central. It's supposed to bring you the Battlefront updates. But does it do that? No, Battlefront doesn't get updates, you fuck! L tier! Also, to any of you searching for God in your lives, these thumbnails are proof that he is actually dead as fuck. Sammy Boy.
You and I are not so different.
I'm not like you.
When Sammy Boy uploaded How to Be a Successful Battlefront 2 YouTuber, and it was just a video of him shitting on Battlefront news channels for 5 minutes, I straight up saw myself. I thought I saw a man's mind break, and for the first time on the platform, I didn't feel alone. Then he went back to the usual formula of sus takes and hero guides, which can be pretty entertaining, good info and professionally structured, dope accent, and quality thumbnails. His channel got hacked via a fake sponsorship, just like what almost happened to me. But thanks to this guy, I second guessed it and ended up coming out with my channel's holes unfucked. So even if you don't accept my hand when the channel hits phase 4, you still have my gratitude. But let's not suckle on the tit any longer. Change the fucking stream UI, you maniac! It's so yellow I can barely hear myself think! Also, the themes can be pretty lightweight at times. 46 kill streak? Intense 1v1? Count Dooku, or like Count Spooku? Sammy, listen to me. You are meant for great, grandiose, devious things. Wake up. It's time to stir the pot. Azzatrau.
Hello everyone, my name is Azzatrau. How are you?
I'm sure you guys are expecting me to be judging and harsh just because of this intro, and yes, it is a bit robotic, but just like Bazaar, it doesn't represent the entire channel, and I think a generalization like that in this case is especially unwarranted, because Azzatrau works hard to give you, the audience, some quality scripted content. Now, if his channel name were something like Battlefront Azzatrau, it would actually work in this case, because he still does dope Battlefront 2 mod videos. The guy has great thumbnails, great info, and is the atlas to so many Battlefront players on PC. The absolute king for anybody looking for the best and most quality mods. Keep up the good work, man. Your channel rocks. Aussie Jedi. You know, when you start crushing on a girl, she's hot as fuck. You know nothing about her, but imagine she's got the most amazing personality. You daydream about her like all the time in class. About the fucking, the successful marriage, the dog, the kids. She is the perfect girl. Then she shows up to school one day without makeup, calls you a creep for staring at her ass, and her boyfriend Chet turns your ear purple. That is the best way I can describe how Aussie Jedi markets and executes content. The thumbnails are hot as fuck, and give the Battlefront fans surfing through the recommendeds a near heart attack. But when you click on the video, you realize you've fallen right into a jumbo-sized bear trap. The girl you saw in your head, she wasn't real. The content, the Battlefront 3 leak, it wasn't real. You have just been sucked into a vortex because you were a Battlefront fan and had a spark of hope in your chest. And Aussie Jedi is here to snuff it out. It's not clickbait, Vorpal. I put sort of in it, see? Even when the topic is positive, the tone finds a way to morph into a negative one. It's astonishing because I've only known 2 people in my entire life that have been able to do that. Go to any video and count on your fingers the number of times something negative is said. You will run out of fingers within the first couple of minutes. It just puts me in such a slow, unhappy mood. The thumbnails are so explosive and high octane that when you actually dive into a video, you get mental whiplash from the lack of any discernible human emotion. This isn't a simple case of occasional clickbait. It's a complete spit in the face to the idea of hope itself. I'm surprised the fucking Vatican hasn't gotten involved, because I've never seen another human being so devoid of happiness and joy. I literally get excited to watch a Battlefront Updates video after watching Aussie Jedi. Do you know how insane that is? That is like looking forward to the comfort of lodging sandpaper in your eyes while your balls are being given the pinhead treatment. Star Wars Battlefront 3 teased by EA. Great news for Battlefront fans. Star Wars Battlefront 2 just got the content we all... Then a thumbnail with Ahsoka and Ventress. Dude, I'm gonna throw up. Fucking L tier. Battlefront Knight. Okay, so guys, here's the deal. How do I want to make a comparison here? There's so many different ways I could do this. It's like a kid in a candy shop. Okay, I'll settle with 2 ways to generalize how I feel about this channel. So, Battlefront Knight was the first channel I started watching when I first started playing Battlefront in general. Very homey Midwestern voice that made me feel cozy and safe inside. But as time went on, and the more knowledge I gained on Battlefront 2, and the more I paid attention to the link of thumbnail and content, the more purple my face became. It's like inviting somebody you just met at school to a sleepover because you guys are making some small talk. He seems chill enough, like a cool dude. Then when he gets to your house, he starts speaking Latin, crawls up the walls, and shows you pointless Battlefront tweets. Here's the second comparison. It's like being 2 years old and seeing your dad in flannel talk to you in English. He sounds so comfy and loving, but you can't understand a goddamn thing because you're 2 years of age. All that matters is that he's your dad. Then after you gain consciousness and learn a bit of English, you realize you're in a Seattle crack house with a guy in flannel named Jarnett who's been confessing his gruesome murders to you for the last 3 years. It's like that. See, Battlefront Knight does this thing like Ozzy where he pulls you in with a tractor beam of his thumbnail. This is huge. This is incredible. This is incredible! Battlefront 3 image. Battlefront 2 just made a huge comeback. Then, when you pop in to have a look, you're met with, well, lies and a shameless amount of filler. A leaked Battlefront image you later claimed was fake in your own comments isn't wild. The tweet you show in your huge comeback video's thumbnail isn't real at all. Neither is the Luke skin being showcased, it's a mod. The tweet in the video is about server expansion because of the new players on PC taking Battlefront 2 for a spin. This is not insane. I haven't been this excited for the future of Star Wars gaming in a long time isn't exactly what I'd call a big statement. Or a Mandalorian boba skin. But maybe you're just used to making a big deal out of small things. What do I know? It's all relative, right? But something I admire about Battlefront Knight is that he's not dumb at all. He knows exactly what he's doing. He makes it somewhat difficult for you to see that the video is being stalled to 10 minutes after bouncing off the empty information. He knows how to take the most sigh-inducing, useless information and turn it into a punch for the algorithm, with politician levels of stretching in terms of commentary. It's smart, efficient, and most importantly, it makes money. He says things like,
"Today we actually have some Battlefront related news to cover, because there's actually something Battlefront 2 related worth talking about today," which feels very weird to say that. I haven't posted a Battlefront specific video in like 5 months.
But in reality, he's telling us that he's accumulated a sufficient amount of minimalistic bullshit that will give him an enticing headline and a way for him to utilize his college essay skills so he can claim your view and waste your goddamn time. This isn't a passion, it's a siphon. But truth be told, I am a little bit worried about the guy.
But something popped up last night I kind of had to cover, because if you know me, you know it's very difficult for me to pass up an opportunity to dunk on EA, and if I don't do it at least once a month, I start going through withdrawals, so here we are.
It's been almost 4 months since we've heard anything from Quinn, and he's got to be going through some pretty scary dunking withdrawals. But I wouldn't be too scared, because the guy makes 300k YouTube channels like all the time. To my female audience, I would advise you to have a towel on standby before proceeding.
Honestly, I would say, like, I don't want to brag or anything, but I would say I am the most punctual YouTuber probably ever. You know, like if I'm being honest, like I know it might sound like I'm bragging a little bit.
Hey man, it's all good. If the Battlefront career fails, you can always abandon hundreds of thousands of people all over again and move to something like Battlefield. Maybe that'll cure the dunking withdrawals. Sylo. Here's the thing. He's on the list, right? I think we can all see that pretty good. Somebody told me to include him on this list, but I'm going to give it to you guys up front. I don't think I could possibly give less of a fuck about this channel. I know. That sounds pretty rude, but this is just one of those times where if you held a gun to my head and told me to do my research, I'd say no, because I simply don't want to. I'm sure it's an amazing channel, probably a hilarious dude, but this is just one of those times where if a space god came down into my room and told me to prevent global annihilation by raiding this channel, I'd put the blindfold back on and go back to throwing darts. Again, nothing against this guy whatsoever, but I could not possibly give less of a fuck. Bombastic. High sounding, but with little meaning. There you go. Jongo Fett. No, I'm just kidding. I like Bombastic quite a bit. He goes probably right here. Jongo Fett. What can I say? This guy knows his strengths and does it well. Does it professionally. The timing never fails, whether the tone is humorous or epic. Chooses great clips to use with great music. Can't hate on this guy one bit. Goes right here. Someluckyboy. Another EXEer. And just like Frankie, he puts a shit ton of work into his videos, and they're stellar. But just like with Frankie, I can only take so many memes before my womb explodes. Spaced out funny is what I like. So nothing objectively wrong with those types of videos, they're just not on the menu for me usually. Amazing YouTuber, but just because I know Frankie a bit, he gets the edge. Twisted Jedi, this guy is an anomaly. I think if I'm being honest, I admire him the most out of anyone in this list because what the fuck is even going on? This guy is so unpredictable. I feel like if he were to fight Taskmaster in real life, he'd win in like 5 seconds because, dude, 1 minute he's got decent commentary, got the personality on fleek, and then in the next video, he forgets entirely that the camera is running.
Have reached the first waypoint. Continue the escort.
Alrighty.
I'm just saying, we haven't seen Michael Myers and the Twisted Jedi in the same room. You never know. I'm confused about the brand too. The name is Twisted Jedi, but the face of the channel is Darth Maul. Maul is not a Twisted Jedi, he's a cold-blooded killer. A Twisted Jedi would be like Qui-Gon Jinn becoming a Reddit mod, or Luke using his platform as Jedi Master to prey on younglings. In one video, Twisted Jedi plays like he's never touched a controller before. Then in the next one, he's 1v1ing a Vader with Han and winning! Then he proceeds to drop the least fire EXE I've ever seen in my entire life.
What the fuck?
The guy is an enigma that I personally love to watch, so he goes right about here. Paul John. I like Paul John a lot actually, he's a cool dude. One day I think I know all there is to know about combat and glitches in Battlefront 2, but then Paul John pulls up like Gandalf and shows me the craziest shit I've ever seen in this game. Dude is informed, and you can see that in his videos too, even if he doesn't talk so much. His skill is on par with mine, and that makes for some beautiful content that, for me, is really enjoyable to watch. If I want to watch Battlefront 2 gameplay, kick back for like 5 minutes, he's my go-to gaming channel, and the recent shorter clips have been really fun too. I wouldn't say there's anything crazy or groundbreaking going on with the channel, but it is definitely top tier if you're looking for badass and satisfying gameplay. Enygmatic, a name that still sends chills down my bones and makes me question my validity as a YouTuber. And you're probably listening to this going, who's Enygmatic? I've never heard of him. Well, I can't blame you. The kid has 400 subs. But this individual single-handedly schooled me. He effortlessly topped all of my guides with but one 4-minute video. A video on how to level up any hero fast in Battlefront 2, which sounds like my kind of thing, right? Well, compared to Enigmatic, I am but an insect, because the info dumps in this one and only Battlefront video snuff out my entire legacy as a Battlefront creator.
Basically, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to play tons of co-op. Now, this is probably the best mode that you are going to be wanting to be playing wait for your abilities to reload a lot, because if you just rush into the Camino hallway, then obviously you're just gonna get destroyed by all the like tons of bots. But if you just be patient and if you use your abilities, especially with people like Anakin, you can use your abilities to kill tons of people, then that'll be really beneficial.
But when the video took off, a bunch of you fuckers smashed the dislike button and ravaged the comments, which eventually led to them being taken off. Shame on you guys.
I'm so proud of you.
But the thing that really sets Enigmatic apart from the masses for me is that after he started getting hate, he went into the settings and changed the video to made for kids. Which is one of the coolest burns I've ever seen on this platform in a while, so big fucking props. You're gonna sit right up here, King. I eagerly await your return. Aysoka. Now, to the big Battlefront YouTubers watching this right now, wondering where all of your views have gone, well, look no further, because this guy showed up with a YouTube-prescribed super soldier serum and fucking speedran the algorithm. This guy makes fucking bank off this ghost town of a game. And I'm happy for him, because he's got some really nice videos with some good commentary. You read the title, look at the thumbnail, and expect to see some juicy content, and you do. It's an entertaining watch. So for any of you smaller channels looking to make it big off of Battlefront, make sure you put toxic in every single one of your titles, because YouTube really likes that word. And with all of these tricking pros into 1v1 videos, humiliating clans, and dunking on 9-year-olds, you'd think he'd be the greatest duelist to ever pick up a controller, right?
Dooku. Yeah, and Vader too. Vader's pretty.
I gotta watch out.
This fool Vorpal is like a different breed, bro. Like, holy fuck. You are like fucking me up right now.
Bro, Vorpal. Fucking done the
Jesus Christ. I'm just playing like a bitch. I'm just running.
Dude, you gotta go at the back. You have to hit him in the back. Oh.
But he's a lot of fun to hang out with. A lot of great content, and he's only just begun. Congrats on the growth, man. Don't take your foot off the pedal for 1 second. And finally, this fucker named Vorpal. Where do I begin? I've been watching him since day one, and I've got to say, things have changed quite a bit. He didn't start out with good edits, a good mic, or connections, but times have changed, and improvement has snowballed a bit. He makes vids on how to level up heroes with a bit of chaos and memes thrown into the mix. But the guy's a co-op main, so he must suck at the game, right? I'd bet my entire life savings I could kick his ass in a 1v1 and end his whole career. Fucking co-op main. But if we look outside of him being a crushable noob, and look at the whole picture, where the hell do we put this guy?